Good morning to you. I'm Paul Dudley. Thank you so much for joining us on the Eyewitness Morning News, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We got a great Mother's Day show planned for you this morning. We are talking with not only a Grammy award-winning singer, but a Pulitzer Prize-winning poet. I believe that is a first in TV news history, although probably not in New Orleans. We'll also have your news and headlines in just a minute, but first, taking a live look outside. Sun just coming up. Should be a nice day on tap 2 for your Mother's Day. Peyton Malone, how's it looking? It looks kind of good out there so far. I hear the sun might come out.
The sun will come out. Yeah, it is going to be a gorgeous Mother's Day. We're waking up with...
That was the one and only Irma Thomas for the big Mother's Day celebration at the Audubon Zoo. This year, with COVID-19 canceling things, Mother's Day may look a little different, but Irma Thomas is reminding us that it doesn't have to sound different. Irma Thomas is joining us to talk about how the show will go on. Miss Irma, how's the tradition gonna continue here on WWOZ?
Well, we're going to do it by technology. We're going to do it technically. You know, it's wonderful to live long enough to see where technology can let you communicate face one-on-one. That is so wonderful.
And so tell us, what is this going to look like? I mean, I understand, you know, we saw jazz festing in place over the last couple weekends. This is sort of like Mother's Day in place, right?
Well, I'm hoping that those mothers, the children of the mothers out there, will try to do something to make them feel comfortable with Mother's Day, because a lot of them would have been out there picnicking. So have a picnic in the den or have a picnic on the backyard, but make it Mother's Day as usual, as much as they possibly can.
And so what's the program going to sound like? I understand it's going to be some of the highlights over your career from different festivals, but also from different Mother's Day performances?
Well, that's what I'm told, because I'm not going to be in charge of what's selected to be used, but more than likely that's what they're going to do, is use some of the past performances that I've had.
And Irma, you have done the Mother's Day concert out at the zoo this would have been your 37th year. Looking back, what are some of your favorite memories of playing that show in particular? Well,
we had one that we did, and it kind of sprinkled rain, and I thought everybody was going to leave, but they didn't. They kind of backed up under the trees and found them a dry spot and hung in there till the rain let up and the sun came out, and the rest of the day was beautiful. We had several of those during my 36 years.
and why do you think it is so successful? I mean, one that keeps on going every single year. Even now we're enjoying it on WWOZ. I mean, why do you think it is so successful?
Well, because, you know, Mother's Day is a very special day for everyone. We all love our mothers to death, and we try to make them feel special. And because it can be a family situation where moms, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren can all meet up, it's also like a family reunion. Plus, some of the young children get a chance to see the zoo and see animals that they have read about, and they get a chance to see the book come alive at the zoo.
And you've played for so many years. Is there a particular song that you love the most playing, Irma? Is there one song that you can easily say that's my favorite?
No, I don't have any one favorite.
It's too hard, right?
There's any one particular favorite for the zoo, because as always, I allow the moms to make requests, and whatever they request, if it's within my power to do it, I do it. And if I don't know it, I tell them I'll sing what I know, and me and the band will fake the rest.
That's
because it's their day. I mean, let them make the.
That's one of the many things I love about music, bringing smiles to people's faces. And one person who brought a lot of smiles to many faces, Little Richard, unfortunately passed away. You knew Little Richard. I mean, what are some of your memories of him?
He was a character, but he was a sweet person generally. In general, he was very kind to everyone that he met. He could be a diva when he wanted to be, but Little Richard was a special kind of person. He had a very unique personality, and it showed. And of course, he was Little Richard. What else?
Miss Irma, thank you so much for talking to us on a Mother's Day here. What message do you have for all the moms out there?
I wish all the moms out there a very blessed and happy Mother's Day, and please stay forever young.
Thank you so much, Miss Irma. You can listen to Irma Thomas as WWOZ plays the best of her Mother's Day performances over the years at different festivals, really the highlights, if you will. It all starts at noon on WWOZ. A Dillard grad is taking home the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry, and we are lucky enough to have him on the show. JERICHO Brown graduated from Dillard in 1998. He also studied at University of New Orleans. JERICHO, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, what was the work that won you this remarkable honor?
It's a book called The Tradition. I'm really excited about it having won the Pulitzer Prize because it puts the book on a different kind of a stage, a different kind of a platform. And it's a book ultimately about the normalization of evil and how we go through many of the ills that we see, social justice work that we're doing, and how many of us have become numb to things that happen to us. You know, it used to be that a mass shooting would be at the top of the news, as you know, and I notice now a mass shooting might not even trend on Twitter. It's almost as if you only get any attention if you kill a certain number of people. It's that kind of thing that I was looking at. The number of times that we see Black people murdered for absolutely no reason, unarmed Black people and brown people murdered for absolutely no reason by the police. And having seen that over and over again on video, we still come back like some kind of a rerun with hearing no indictment.
Why was it so important for you to tackle some of these themes that you discuss?
What I believe about poetry is it puts us in the position to feel. And if we're not feeling something, then we are in a very dangerous position. I mean, our feelings are what let us know that things are right and wrong. Our feelings are what let us know that moves should be made. We have, I hope, within us a sort of true compass north that points toward good. And that's why I wrote the book. And that's why I think it's so important right now. We cannot become numb to lies. We cannot become numb to violence. We cannot become numb to certain kinds of oppression that seems to come out of nowhere and for no reason. And
was there ever a point when you were writing this that you thought, wow, I'm really onto something that's going to really win this high honor, or were you just totally taken back and were you just in such surprise?
I will tell you this. You can't count on high honors. So, you know, there's a 1 in 300 chance that you could win the Pulitzer Prize. It's better than the lottery, but not so good odds, you know? So I think when I was writing the book, I felt like I was onto something because the book really wrote me more than I could write it. I was pulling over my car on the side of the road to write poems. I was writing poems in the notes app of my iPhone in the elevator. So this was really a book that I always feel like it came after me. You know, this is my 3rd book, but this is the first time I had a writing experience where I was up at 4 and 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, and I would look up and I said, oh, it's the next morning. I got to get ready for work.
You're a very young guy, though, JERICHO, still. I mean, what are the plans now for what's next? I imagine you've got high ambition.
As it is right now, I'm writing essays. I'm writing essays about my own life growing up in Louisiana. And I'm also writing cultural criticism about the times in which we live, television shows, music. So there's other kinds of things that are be coming out soon.
JERICHO Brown, the winner of the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry. Thank you so much for joining us. It really was a treat.
Thank you for having me.